Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel, Wake Up Bright, where I share all the things that help me live each day a little brighter. I'm April Lauren, and I am on a journey to lose 200 pounds. I am over 100 pounds down. I have less than 100 pounds to go. And this is my half marathon training series. So I haven't really talked about like the logistics or like what I've done so far in preparing. And I thought I would do that. So that's what this video is, how I am getting ready for my half marathon. Let's go ahead and dive in. I started working out consistently the summer of 2020 as I started this weight loss journey at 352.8 pounds. I think that's really where I started. And then this past summer, I did a Couch to 5K program, and I ran my first 5K towards the end of September. I followed up my first 5K with a 4-mile run. I had never tried to go 4 miles. And then my friend Yenna and I decided to do a virtual 5K together in October. Doing that first 5K really just kind of sparked something, and not just that, but experiencing the growth. And then very slowly, I committed to that 5K. In October, I did go ahead and get a running assessment, and I didn't even know that existed. I'm sure on some level I did. I've seen other people get things like that, but it wasn't something I thought was within my reach, or even something as a brand new, I didn't even really consider what I was doing exactly like running, because I run so slow. And Joe very quickly was like, that is running. When I got that running assessment, I started talking with Joe, now my running coach, about like what she thought, like, is it possible? Is this like realistic? And the more I talked about it, the more peace I felt about the idea of doing it, and the happier I felt. It didn't take away the things that I was having to deal with or that I needed to do and things that we went through. It did give me something to aim for. I have something to aim for, and I do have a race, and I'll share it with you at another time, but it doesn't matter. Like, the race itself doesn't matter. I'm going to do a half marathon. If I don't get to do this first race that I would like to, no big deal. If my coach and I decide that I'm not ready, then I'll just do another one. And so going back to how I'm preparing, the first thing I did was start thinking about, why can't I? Why shouldn't I? Why do I want to? The whys. And then I had already had established I wanted to get the running assessment. I wanted to run faster. And running faster scares me, because running really slow is very easy on my body. And I don't want to have any pain. Like, I don't want there to be, there's a difference in like tired muscles and pain. And I don't want to cause injury. And therefore I wanted a running assessment. And that's when I talked to my coach, and I was like, this is really real. Like, this could happen. I could do a half marathon. And my husband is always on board. If I'm like, I want to do this, he's like, heck yeah, let's do it. And most of the time he'll do whatever it is with me, or he'll be cheering me along the way. And this particular time, I got super lucky because I met one of you through Instagram, and she and I started talking, and she kind of encouraged me. So I had like a lot of hesitation in my mind. I didn't share it necessarily, but I had like a, maybe I just won't do that. Like, maybe I'll do it eventually, and I'm not gonna like pick a point to like have my first at bat or like to aim for. And so then she's like, I'll do it with you. And she's gonna do it with me. So we're gonna meet up, and when that time comes, and she's gonna run this with me, and I could not be more excited. And so now, what have I done? I started thinking about doing it, which was the first thing. I got a running assessment, which I am so happy that I did. And then I got a support team, like just as a friend at this point, Joe, and then my friend through YouTube, and then my husband. Well, really it wasn't in that order, but you see. So I have a support group, and then I got a Garmin, and I was like, okay, I'm going to do the Garmin training plans. And very quickly, I just realized there's so much that I don't know. And I felt like there was so much value in committing. Like, I think it's very easy to have the exact wrong approach when training. So my approach when I first started or thinking about it was very it was a lot. It was about adding so much to. I decided that I was going to start working with a running coach specifically for my training. And so early December, I started working with my running coach, and in order to do that, and what I was so hesitant about was, I'm like, I have to give everything up. Like, I don't get to do it, but that I won't be deciding, like, I want to do this 5 times a week and I want to do that. And I just got to a point where I knew I wasn't going to have time to think about it. And I also knew that my ideas about it were wrong. I was just wrong. And so reaching out to Jo and having her coach me through this half marathon prep has been amazing. Like, absolutely amazing. It's one of the best things that I have done. It's such an individual thing. Like, life is, weight loss is, running, our nutrition, everything. There's things that go across lines that are true for most people. And those are things that are going to be true for me and probably for you. But then there's outliers, and there's things that factor into whatever it is that we're doing that make us so unique. And then having someone that has experience that can help sort like some of those things out. Like, maybe this is like a special circumstance here, or maybe this is exactly how you should be feeling right now. It's been really good. And then the way Jo did my training is we started with building. So I had been doing my 5K training, and then after the 5K training, I continued to incorporate that running because I wanted to get faster. I wanted to get better. So I was running just a few miles a week, not very much. And so we went from the mileage that I was running, and she incrementally has increased it as we've gone along. And then also she had done that running assessment with me. And so she had already identified weak points in my body. So for instance, my shoulder slightly round forward. So strength training and things to help me bring that back up. Things to help me tighten up my core, which is my whole life, probably my weakest area. Like, my core and my hamstrings are just like very flexible and not as strong as it could be. So she's incorporated these strength training workouts to build up specific areas of my body in order to improve very specific things within my running gait. And that is so outside of anything that I would have been able to do. So for me, having a running coach has been amazing. And that is not to say not everyone needs a running coach. Some people ran in high school or like an athlete. I always viewed running as like the punishment. Like when I played softball or basketball, like running was, you messed up, which is so crazy because basketball is all running. And I wish I would have known that you could just go slow, and that going slow can lead you to going better, going faster, going just better. And I'm really excited about continuing my half marathon training and seeing it through, and then going beyond. So I still am not, I've picked a race. I'm excited about my race. And yet, if I fail, so what? Like, I will continue forward. I am not going to push so hard in training that I get injured. Of course, I could get injured, but I could get injured 1,000 different ways every single day. Just walking my dogs, or changing a light bulb, or walking to check the mail. Like, you never know what's gonna happen immediately in front of you. You don't know what the next minute brings. All we have really is right now. And being able to, with the chaos that still surrounds my husband and myself, being able to have this thing that we are driving forward. Focusing on nutrition, but in the context of fueling my body in a way that helps me move better and do better is more enjoyable. And doing this half marathon has just, it's like the more time I put into it, into the training itself, the more I learn about everything that I'm doing. And it's been such a joyful experience. And so going back to what am I doing to prepare for my marathon? One, I determined that I wanted to do one and which one during my process, which is mine and therefore deeply flawed. So I decided that I wanted to do one and why, and I picked one. And I was just kind of tossing the idea around, and then I started talking about it with people that I trust, my husband, my friend who had been encouraging me. Then talking with Joe, somebody who has quite a bit of knowledge in that realm, it all gave me confidence to take next steps. I got a running assessment coach, and my coach is giving me my plan week by week. So every single week, she's looking at what I'm doing and adjusting, and then we move forward. And it has been such a powerful experience. And giving up that control, giving up the ability to decide what I want to do, like as far as exercise, was something that was hard for me, but it has been so worth it. And I imagine it will just continue to be more and more worth it. And so if you are thinking about doing something hard, I want to encourage you that you can, whatever it is, whether it's losing weight or it's doing some kind of fitness event or it's learning to crochet or plant a garden, you can do any of it. I would caution against hard timelines where it's so fixed that you start to wrap your self-worth up within the numbers and expectations of what it will be, and learn to enjoy the process of whatever that goal is. So if that process is learning to garden, enjoy the process of learning all of the things that you need to do, of talking to people about it and getting the tools and all of the little things, and start enjoying that process. And then enjoy the process of working towards it. I enjoy what I'm doing so much right now. And so allowing things to run their course, to take the time that it's going to take, but putting in the effort to get yourself wherever it is that you want to go is really powerful. If you show up and you do the work, and the work also means rest, recovery, and fueling your body properly. If you're doing those things, then you're going to get to where you want to go. It's going to happen. And I hope you enjoyed how I'm getting ready for my half marathon. I will be doing a separate video on running, but I'm so grateful that you're here. Thank you for encouraging me on my weight loss journey, and hopefully now on my half marathon training. And either way, I'm doing it. Whether you're here to encourage or to criticize, I am going to lose the weight, and I am going to run my half marathon. And I can't wait to one day watch this video back and see the confidence and the cluelessness that I have right now in this moment, and feel hopeful for whatever the next thing is at that point. We are so capable, and we are worth doing the work to figure out what we need individually. I love you so much, and I'm rooting for you. If you are still watching after all of my talking, please click the thumbs up button and drop a red heart in the comments below. It is Valentine's Day. I look forward to seeing you next time. Love you so much. Bye.